It is a skeleton army that finally emerges at Point-Levis to stare across at the ramparts of Quebec. Of the 1,200 men who started out, less than 700 remain. But Arnold is still eager for battle. On the morning of November the 15th, he marches his men onto the plains outside the city walls and taunts the garrison to come out and fight.
I am ordered by His Excellency General Washington to take possession of the town of Quebec. I do therefore, in the name of the United Colonies, demand immediate surrender of the town and fortifications.
Inside the fortress, Governor Carleton makes a show of burning the ultimatum without reading it. But he knows that Montgomery's army is approaching from Montreal to join the siege. And privately, he doesn't hold out much hope. While Quebec City digs in for the fourth siege in its history, Governor Carleton resorts to desperate measures. Outside, camped on the plains of Abraham, Montgomery and Arnold have their own problems. Nearly half of the American army is due to be released because their enlistments expire on New Year's Day. Time is running out. The Americans know it, and so does the garrison inside Quebec.
In the night, a deserter from the rebels came in at the palace gate. It was the deserter's opinion that we'd be attacked on the first snowy or stormy night.
For a week, the skies are clear. But on New Year's Eve, the weather turns. And finally, the Americans attack. The plan is to take Lower Town first, then rush the fortress. At 2 o'clock in the morning, Montgomery attacks on one flank, leading a force of about 300. All that stands in his way is a band of 30 Canadian militiamen and a few British seamen. They're outnumbered 10 to 1, but they have one advantage. In the driving snowstorm, Montgomery never sees them. The Canadians fire a single devastating volley. Montgomery and most of his officers are cut down. The rest of the Americans flee back to camp. Benedict Arnold knows none of this. His force of 700, attacking from the other side of Lower Town, runs a gauntlet of fire below the city walls. Arnold himself is stopped by a musket ball in the leg. But his men fight their way to the rendezvous in Lower Town where Montgomery is supposed to join them. They don't know he's already dead, and no one is coming. But Governor Carleton knows. He sends a force of Canadian militia to circle around behind and cut off their retreat. Arnold's men wait, and in waiting, they lose the battle.
The enemy having the advantage of the ground in front, a vast superiority of numbers and dry and better arms gave them an irresistible power in so narrow a space. It was apparent to all of us that we must surrender. It was done.
"400 Americans surrender. Another 80 are dead. In snow now so deep, many of the bodies will not be found until spring." Now, even those Canadians who secretly prayed for an American victory turn against them. The fortress has held. As soon as the ice breaks on the St. Lawrence, British ships arrive with reinforcements, and the American invasion of Quebec, begun almost a year earlier, collapses in failure.